Yo, what's good, basketball heads? It's your boy Crush. Let's talk about Steven Jackson blasting the Suns for firing Monty Williams. Unlike Doc Rivers, I could understand why Monty Williams would get fired. I mean, he don't make the best coaching decision. He don't make the best adjustments when needed. And and after 4 seasons of being the head coach of the Suns, Monty Williams is finally out of there. They could have won versus the Bucks 2 years ago, but Monty Williams was stupid enough to not double team Giannis when the Miami Heat and the Raptors already laid the blueprint. So the Miami Heat and the Raptors laid the blueprint, and Monty Williams ignored the blueprint, which is double Giannis and make someone else beat you. So the Suns could have already been champions, but Monty Williams' bad coaching decisions cost them a championship. Last year versus the Mavericks and Luka, they got destroyed by like almost 40 points, ran off the court. And then this year versus the Denver Nuggets, it's the same scenario. In back-to-back games, game 5 and 6, they got blown out and ran off the court. So I could see why they fired Monty Williams. He's been messing up for a long time. He's not a terrible coach, but he has issues with making the proper adjustments. Because this team should have already had a championship at least either last season or the previous season in the finals versus the Bucks. All they had to do was double team Giannis, and more than likely the Phoenix Suns would have won the championship. But Monty Williams ignored the blueprint that was set by the Raptors and the Heat and have Giannis run amok, and they lost, which was the dumbest decision. Everybody, the entire NBA world was like, why didn't he double team? Because that was obvious. So Monty Williams been messing up for a few seasons now, a few years now. He's been messing up, man. So I understand why Steven Jackson is coming to his rescue and blasting the Suns for firing him. But Steven Jackson got to understand, Monty Williams have been messing up for a few years now. So Steven Jackson said, they're quick to fire the black coach and go get a white coach. So he's making it about race, whatever the case may be. Whether he's wrong or right, Monty Williams had it coming. He's been messing up. And when you get Kevin Durant to go with Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton, and Chris Paul, of course the expectations is finals and possibly championship. The expectations is finals. And if you don't even sniff the Western Conference Finals, then yes, you're going to get fired. So it's unfortunate, and I never want to see a good coach get fired. And Monty Williams, he's a good coach. He's not a bad coach. He just have issues with making adjustment and proper decisions in crucial moments. In pivotal moments, when you got to make crucial decisions, he's not the best at that situation. And it's unfortunate, man. But I wouldn't use, the race card. Not saying Steven Jackson is wrong or right, but I wouldn't use that to say that's the reason why they got rid of him. They got rid of him because he have failed multiple seasons, multiple times when they could have won. They could have won it all. He have failed. Because last season, they got blown out, ran off the court by Luka. This year, in back-to-back games, they got blown off the court by 30 plus or whatever. So, I mean, is that not justifiable for someone being fired? I'm just saying, once again, I'm not saying, he's a bad coach, but I understand. Let's be honest. We're going to run it back with Monty Williams and do what? Relive history again? This is what Steven Jackson had to say. I didn't think they were going to get rid of the coach. I think he was the right coach for the job. But you know how they do. When teams come together like this, they quick to go and find a white coach somewhere around. Just throw him in that position so he can get all the credit. I don't care. Yeah, I said it. They do it too much. Every time a black coach comes into the league, he gets the worst team in the league to start his career off under 500. You've got a sorry team, and his team won't win, so he's 6 years in coaching when he finally gets a star. In a situation like this, they're always finding a white coach somewhere around the corner like they did Steve Nash in Brooklyn. Going to throw him in the spot where the team is already together. I think Monty Williams is a great coach, and that's why in the next day or two, you're going to see him coaching somewhere else. He should have been having that job. They did Monty wrong. So that is what Steven Jackson had to say, and I agree with him to a certain extent that they do this a lot, a la Mark Jackson. You know, they get a black coach, he'll have an okay team or whatever, and he'll coach the team up. He'll finally get a star or a few pieces, and when the team is finally forming and coming together, they'll get rid of him and put a white coach in position. We've seen that a lot, but I'm not going to make this about, the race thing, black and white coach, etc. I'm just focusing on Monty Williams not getting the job done time after time. And once again, he is a good coach. He's not a bad coach, but in pivotal moment, just like Doc Rivers, they always come up short. He got blown out last season, got blown out in multiple games this season, and 2 seasons ago when they could have won the championship, with the Raptors and Miami laid the blueprint for Giannis. He ignored the blueprint and made Giannis go one-on-one versus Aiden and destroyed him, and they lost the championship. They could have already been champions if he made the proper coaching decisions and adjustments. So I understand why Phoenix might want to get off him. Whether right or wrong, I understand. But what Steven Jackson is saying is also correct. That happens a lot. Mark Jackson built up Golden State. They got rid of him, brought Steve Kerr in. Steve Nash went to Brooklyn with 0 coaching resume to coach a super team. So he is right in that regards that black coaches never get great teams to start off their career. It's true. It's usually bad teams, sub 500 teams, low talent, low tier players, and they got to build them up. So in that regards, he has a point. I see what he's saying, but as far as Monty Williams being fired, I understand. He had 4 seasons to get it done. And beyond Kevin Durant joining the Suns, they still had a great team. They had Aiden, Booker, and Chris Paul. So he still had a good team regardless of Kevin Durant joining. He didn't make the proper adjustments when needed. The Suns should have won that championship versus Giannis if Monty Williams just double-teamed Giannis. But that was the blueprint on Giannis. And he got over the hump because Monty Williams made him go one-on-one. But beyond Steven Jackson using the race card, let's be honest. The way the Suns got knocked out the playoff this season and last season, and failure to beat the Bucks when all Monty had to do was double-team Giannis, I think all those things play a bigger role in why he got fired compared to just saying they're trying to replace him with a white coach. Whether that be the case or not, he would have still been employed by the Suns if he didn't go out the way he did in the past 3 seasons. And I'm just calling for what it is. And I like Monty Williams. I am actually fond of Monty Williams, but we got to call it for what it is. Let's throw the race card to the side. Look at his resume. And he came up short in the biggest moments, so they let him go. But rumor has it Isaiah Thomas, Hall of Famer Isaiah Thomas, might be the next coach of the Suns. We'll see what happens, but that's the rumor that's flying around. So if Isaiah Thomas do get hired as the coach, then that basically dismiss or debunk everything Steven Jackson is saying. So we'll see what happens, but Monty Williams, he's a good coach. He'll get another job. So will Doc Rivers. They'll get more gigs. It's not over. But that's just the way it is, man. It's a dirty game. If you're a coach and you have stars and a good team, the owners are expecting you to produce results, just like any other job, right? They are looking for results. And when you get 3-4 seasons and you don't produce, or it's constant disappointment and you get blown off the court, then yes, more than likely you're going to lose your job. They're going to let you go. This is what comes with being a coach in the NBA. You either show and prove or you get replaced. That's just what it is. But as always, I'll holla. As always, we just talking basketball. Hit the subscribe button, like, comment, share. Holla at your boy.
It's all about the game and how you play it. It's all about the game. I'ma say it. It's all about the game.